Hello, welcome back to the channel of nonsense. I have a question for you today. What is British, posh, red, and has had a bit of an image problem? No, it's not me, you mean people. It's this. Yes, this is the new Bentley Flying Spur, and the old Flying Spurs were always a bit weird because they were based on the Continental GT, which was a nice looking thing over here, and the four-door body of the Flying Spur, well, the designs never really worked together. But this is obviously based on the new Continental GT, which looks beautiful and wide and aggressive, and look at it, it looks flipping amazing. This is the entry-level one, the V8. I say entry-level like this, it's more elephant's trunk because it's still 550 horsepower, 154,000 pounds before options, so it's not cheap. This one's got 50 grand's worth of options on it, so it's a 205,000 pound car, and it's worth the money, frankly. Shall we find out why? Yes, we probably should, because that's the point of the review, isn't it? Oh my god. Now, whoever specs the Bentley press cars here in the UK does pretty much one of two things. They either spec it in this old... They've been interrupted by a badge before. Whoever specs the press cars for Bentley UK does an amazing job. They do one of two things. They do the old money, loads of chrome, green golf club owner spec, or they do this £3,600 blackline option, which deletes all the chrome, and Dragon Red 2, or Dragon 2 Red, I can't remember. Basically, London mobster spec, and I know which one of those I prefer. Yes, it's the gangster version. How good does this look? It's got proper presence, huge lights, huge face, the badge which goes up and down when you lock it, so no scrotes can nick it when you've parked up. It's an imposing thing, to say the least. Now, around the side of the new Flying Spur, it's got something no Flying Spurs ever had, and that is pleasing proportions. You've got this new strong haunch over the back wheel, which you can see in your mirrors when you're driving along. It feels amazing. It's got 22-inch black wheels on this car, which is part of the Mulliner driving specification. It's got a carbon fibre side sill, part of a 9 grand styling pack. It's on Bentley's triple chamber air suspension, so it should be really comfy, easy for me to say, and weighs 2.3 tons. So we'll see how it copes on the road in a bit, but I quite like it from the side. It's a handsome thing. This line, I think, helps a lot. Let's go around the back and check that out. I know you're probably gagging to see the interior, and we'll get to that in a minute, but I just want to show you the back, because the old Flying Spurs never had particularly nice rear ends. The tail lights always looked like they'd been pinched from a London taxi, and the new one is a lot better. I'm still not convinced it's the best angle of the car. It's not that well resolved, and all that aggression from the front kind of softens at the back, but again, I can't talk about style. You get, press the B, a 420 litre boot, which is up from 360 on the Conti GT. And yeah, what's under the floor? Oh, lots of stuff that looks complicated. The battery with lots of wires coming off. It's got 48 volt anti-roll bar system, so that will be powered off that, I imagine. Yeah, so it's decent size. No champagne cooler on this one though. That's a miss. Right, let's do the interior. Now, here in the back, it's just lovely. This car has the 4-seat layout, so you've got this massive center console with a touchscreen here that you can use to control the radio, the heating, the blinds, all that kind of stuff. And you've got these really lush padded headrests, and you're in this wonderful sculpted seat with loads of footroom. It's a limousine. It is a limousine, this car, although when we come to drive it, I might turn that on its head. You've got a sunroof in the back. What's this? What's this? Little vanity mirror for your backseat passengers. It is so opulent in here and so luxurious. Everything is beautifully made. I'm not going to start talking about the organ stop aircon controls because I won't stop making weird noises if I do. Let's check out the front. Oh, look. What's that for? Oh, so you can hang your coat or something, I don't know. It's just so lovely in here. I like it a lot. Now, it's up front in the interior where you really start to see where your money is going. The leather is amazing, the armrest is heated, the steering wheel feels magnificent. It's everything is knurled, anything that looks like metal is metal, pretty much. Got a clock, you've got a big screen, 12.3-inch screen with Apple CarPlay. You've got self-closing rear door there, which you didn't just see. And yeah, it's all lovely. This is all very easy to use. I know it's a touchscreen, but look at all these buttons, physical buttons. Years ago, we would have said, oh, this looks like a mess. But now we've seen how bad touchscreen infotainment systems have got. It's lovely to have buttons for seat heating, seat cooling, aircon, rear window, front window, traction control, self-parking. There's a lot of buttons. Love the air vents. They're super solid. The organ stops. Digital dashboard, everything feels super mega up to date. And if you aren't a fan of the carbon fibre and the black leather and the red stitching, go on the Bentley configurator. Don't want to sound like an advert, but it's a lot of fun. Make a purple and brown Cadbury's special Bentley. You can get a million different veneers, not actually a million. They now do stone veneers, so you can have like microscopically thin bits of stone across the front of your car. And I've always wanted granite in my car. Special mention goes to the optional name stereo. It's the best hi-fi system I think you can get in any car, even Rolls-Royce. I think it's about £6,000 as an option, but it just makes you feel like you're sitting in, I don't know, one of those weird rooms full of nice speakers that you get at Richer Sounds here in the UK. It's mind-blowingly good, and I had it on about a quarter volume earlier playing some Porter Robinson because I'm dope and like music from 10 years ago. And it was jarring my eyeballs, but it does make you realise that compressed music on a streaming service doesn't sound as nice as a CD. So yeah, it's worth upgrading to something with lossless playback for your music, like Tidal or something. It's not lossless, but it's pretty good. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is you notice the weakness in your music streaming service with these speakers, but it's still bloody great. Right, I think I've probably said enough nice things about the interior. Can't really find a fault other than the B pillars are a bit thick and you can kind of see them a lot when you open the door. But that's it. Picking nits is what I'm doing. Let's go and drive it. Right, let's go for a drive. Start it up, turn it on, watch the swivelly screen do its thing, the steering wheel do its thing, and foot on the brake. It's quite quiet. It's got a 4-litre twin-turbo V8 from the Volkswagen Group stable. It's got 550 horsepower, 770 newton meters of torque, 0-60s in 4 seconds, and 198 mile an hour top end. But my first impression, getting out of this teeny tiny space, is hopefully it's very manoeuvrable for a very long car. I think it's over 5 meters. I need to double check, I'll stick that in. It's got 4-wheel steering, so you know I love that for a mild Touareg. Same system in this car, obviously a Bentley version, which is totally different. And it's got yeah, the 48 volt anti-roll bars that I had in my Touareg as well, but obviously a Bentley system. Yeah, I'm probably talking too loudly because I'm in Bentley mode, but let me put in comfort mode. I'm on a rickety ass farm track near where I film, and it's broken by tractors and combine harvesters. It's a horrible piece of tarmac, and I can barely feel it. The 3-chamber air suspension on this car in comfort mode is unbelievably cushy. I'm going to get out into some sportier roads and give you a sense of what it's like to drive when you need to get a move on. But yeah, in terms of refinement, comfort and all that stuff, it's a proper Bentley, as you would expect. Oh, I love this. It's like a very posh person's RS6, isn't it? I wonder if they'd ever do an estate flying spur. That would probably be too gauche, too common. Right, let's go to sport mode. Now I know what you're thinking, why wouldn't you get the W12 version? Obviously there is a Flying Spur with the W12 engine, it's more expensive and it's thirstier, and I don't really know why you would get it, because this V8 is a bit lighter over the nose obviously. I think it sounds better, and the fuel economy, I've been getting 25 mpg driving quite gently. even if you drove the W12 like a monk, you would get 18 mpg out of it at best. And this feels just as fast. It might not have the acceleration once you get over 100 that the W12 has. You can do some very silly triple figure speeds with W12, but you can in this as well, just takes a little bit longer. But yeah, 4 seconds to 60 for a massive 2.3 ton car is good. So yeah, V8 is my pick. One of the cool things about all the chassis tech on the Flying Spur is it lets Bentley's engineers tune it, so it can be really, really comfortable or quite sporty. And I can't think of another car where it feels like there's a bigger divide between comfort and sport. And I'm not just talking about in terms of getting my teeth jarred out in sport mode, because it doesn't do that, although over big potholes it's not stupidly refined, because obviously it's still got massive 22-inch wheels to sport and massive cast iron brake discs as well, so it's got a lot of unsprung mass. Get to the point, Rody. What I'm trying to say is it feels like a different car in sport mode to comfort mode. In sport mode is rear wheel drive until it senses any slip, and obviously it can send 30-something% of the torque to the front. Can't remember exactly what the numbers are, but yeah, it feels rear driven for quite a bit of its time, and I've seen people doing massive skids in these at an event at Goodwood last year, so it can clearly boogie. Right, I'm about to get out of my 40 limit into something a bit quicker, and it will show you what it can do. Gearbox does hang on to gears a bit too much in sport mode, so I'm going to use the paddles, second gear, 30 miles an hour, going to a 60 limit. There we go. That's more than 60 by quite a bit. It's flipping quick. In-gear acceleration is insane. Right, some bends. The roads are very wet, 2.3 ton car. Does it feel like it? No, not at all. It just turns in. It doesn't, you're not waiting for the mass to settle. It just turns in and goes. Wow, okay, yeah. It's one of those cars where you put your foot down in the middle of the rev range and you're suddenly going really, really sodding quickly. And because it's so refined, it ends up hiding its speed very well. I'm deeply impressed how this thing goes around corners. You would not expect it to, and it has no right to, frankly. You can almost sense the back moving out a bit in sport mode around the corners. Yeah, okay. This is a Bentley to drive, not a Bentley to be driven in. Whew. Right, probably said enough about the driving. Back to you, Tim, for an outro. I think you're going to like it. So wrapping up then, what do we think of the new Bentley Flying Spur? Well, it looks better than ever, but it finally gives us the driving sensation of the sportier Conti GT, but it's practical and you can take your family along with you. It makes you feel like a king. It's super refined, super luxurious. I kind of think it's almost reasonable value for money. I know that's a ridiculous thing to say. I don't know, there's just something about it. It's instantly grabbed my heartstrings and saying, please, please buy one of these one day, Tim. Okay, I'll try. Please like my videos. Honestly, no, this has got the feel-good factor that we need to start 2021. It's like the coronavirus vaccine and Trump leaving and probably some party drugs all injected into your system at once. It's that kind of car. Don't think this is a staid old man's Bentley, because it ain't. It's one of the best cars I've driven in a very, very long time. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit my bell, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.